single family, and then it was converted, I believe, or at least we know, in the 30s. I think that's when it was converted to a duplex, or at least that's what we were told.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you use the door down here, and is there another?
No, it's the same door. See, like when you walk in, there's another door to the first floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we use actually the same door. That's part of why we really like this house. It doesn't look like a duplex.
Yeah.
Because most duplexes, they have separate doors. So we like that when they converted it, they just kept the same door, and you just open, there's two doors.
Mm-hmm.
One, if you go straight, it's the lower. To the right, it's this unit. It's the upper. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. I would like to offer you something to drink, but it's... I do have beer.
No, don't bother that.
We do have Blue Moon. That's all that I have.
Hi.
We do have...
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, I'm on the
My name is Jinshu.
What is it?
Jinshu.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Again.
Again, nice to see you.
Would you like anything to drink? Water, beer? That's all I have. Beer or water?
I will have tap water.
Tap
That's
water.
fine.
Yeah.
You
Water.
guys? Water.
Just water.
Thanks for being flexible.
Yes.
Nice day.
Yeah.
Oh, great day,
It
yeah.
got hot today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year at this time when I was doing this same field school up in Thurston Woods, it was in the 90s, like the first couple of weeks, and it's just been so much nicer this year.
Oh, I'm talking to some of my coworkers in Houston, and she's like, oh, well, it was, I said, like, oh, it was in the high 70s, no, high 60s, low 70s. So how's it going over there? Well, it's 95 degrees and it's humid. I'm like, 95 in like early June? That's like, it's gonna be a long summer. Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm actually,
You're hot.
I as much as I hate that it's been wet and very much like an extended spring because of my allergies, I'm glad that we actually have a wetter year this year.
It's nice that everything's green.
Yeah, I mean, I hated the drought last year.
Yeah,
Everything
bad.
looked just disgusting and dead, and it's not fun.
Hey, honey, did you ever use Newspage?
Did I what?
Ever use Newspage? Have you heard of it?
A news page.
Newspage is an application software.
No. No. So we need a couple of. One more.
Thank you.
These for all of you, I assume?
Thank you very much.
Nervous. Interview. You sick?
Hey, well,
Oh, okay.
we'll get you water.
So what I used, I just kind of went through this because we're just kind of, you can go through
Your pictures?
a little bit easier
The other day.
with
We
this
used
and
pencil to
say,
drawing
oh, okay,
graphs.
we've covered these different
Using the
areas and such.
AutoCAD to make it
And it
Yeah,
really
put it into
helped
this,
me
yeah.
when I was doing
So I have a couple
interviews
questions
this week
regarding- This is
Okay.
the
to have something.
second floor and
This is
third. Yeah,
what they're
second
using
floor.
for Interclipper,
Okay.
so it's
Second
not
floor
Thurston Woods anymore.
is,
It's whatever,
should-
you know,
is-
the historic water tower district. But
Okay, it's just a short
Yeah,
interview,
this way.
so
So those
yeah,
are the steps.
so
So this is stairs, so.
To go up. Okay.
something
So
we
this
can do
is-
at the end, we'll
Okay.
see what
So,
we talk about.
right,
I
exactly.
didn't hear
But just if
clearly
there's
where
anything that you're
division,
like,
I mean,
oh,
to subdivide
I know
the
for
house,
sure I want
how
to
much
talk
floor?
about this.
Sit one.
You've got
One more
that
time.
there.
Subdivide house.
Oh, when did they subdivide it?
Yeah.
You mean put it into the duplex?
Yeah.
I'm
Say
not
in
sure.
the 30s, from what I can
Four
remember.
days, I think we thought.
30s or 40s.
So it be the second floor or the first floor? I mean the subdivide.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Which floor they actually?
well, it used to be the whole thing was a single family, and then they took the lower and made it a separate unit. So the first floor made it to a separate
Mhm.
unit.
I think I read it in here.
Was it in there? Okay.
So now the first floor is tenants?
Yes.
Okay. So you're doing the second and third floor?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I read
I would like to know, when is this drawing made?
Oh, yeah.
August 1996.
I was gonna say 94, 96, yeah.
No.
96.
Yeah.
And it says, note, house was built as a single family, which was converted to a two-flat in the early 1940s. Good information.
So when we did the drawing, we chose one of the, we chose the second and third floor of the drawing,
Mm-hmm.
and we find there's some changes since then. There are some changes since 1996.
1996? Okay.
Oh.
Thanks.
Probably the third floor.
Third floor, yes.
Yeah, there used to be a wall that in front of the stairs.
You mean here?
The third floor.
Third floor. There was
Yeah.
a wall on the top of the steps?
You can see on here, the third floor.
You know that one?
First, second, third.
Here. We don't have a wall right now.
This is
Here,
the-
here shows a wall here, but we don't have it right now.
So this is the
The third
attic.
floor.
So you go up the steps. This is the drywall. Oh, he took that down.
Yeah.
70s.
Yeah.
There, there's the answer.
He took it down, so they built it in the
So took it
70s.
down.
Oh, wow.
So this was
That's cool.
tear down in
Mhm.
1970s. Okay.
Looks like it, yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we
Or
noticed
or
that.
he
He took it down. So I think they built it in the 70s, and I'm assuming
bet
that
he
he
took
took
it
it down.
down.
See the two windows? So they
Mhm.
built it between the two windows. See that?
interesting.
Yeah.
and this wall is gone.
That one we took out.
Yes.
Yeah, that one we took
We
took
did that.
down.
You took out.
We
Yes,
took out. Okay.
yes.
When we finished
So-
this attic
So
Mm.
when did you do this?
in last year.
Last April.
April. Okay.
Oh, see? Proposed.
Means.
No wall.
Oh, okay.
September. Oh yeah. First one was August. Then September.
So it was done like in August. The wall was tear down in August.
maybe in that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like whenever he did it, because he put in the
Mm-hmm.
you know, the when he redid the floors
Mm-hmm.
and the put in the railing. So that's probably when that wall came down.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know
so
when he
I
did
don't
that.
know when he exactly did the work. I mean, he put the drawings and get the approval back in '96.
Mhm.
I'm assuming, but I don't know when. he
So my
exactly
thinking is,
actually did it.
was this used to be, maybe
Oh.
used to be a separate room
Looks like it.
before?
Yep.
Seems like, right?
Looks like because you have it looks like it used to be old maid's quarter with sink, bedroom,
So
and
the
then
surface-
study. Is what it
Okay,
says.
study,
Yeah.
And then closet.
Closet.
closet,
Yeah.
bedroom. So these two used to be the servant's room.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this
Well,
was.
this for sure. I don't know about
Oh,
this.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
this
bigger.
was just storage. I'm assuming since it was never finished.
Here, I need to turn my phone off.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
You guys want to see?
Oh, look. Jeez. There you go. Is that one? Just get another.
Alright.
So this house was first built in 1899.
99.
Okay. So could you tell us about when you guys moved in here? When you guys moved in here? First.
2006 October.
Okay.
October of '06. Yes.
Okay. And what do you find the changes during, I mean, since 2008 till now? Do you find any? Could you describe the changes around the community, or
In the neighborhood?
yeah, the neighborhood?
Are you asking if there are any changes in the neighborhood
Yeah, that matters to you guys. I mean,
since 2008?
mm,
What changes happened? Well, I think at the
Man
time, Prospect Mall was already closed. Do you know Prospect Mall, the shopping center on Prospect? What used to be Prospect Mall? Does that ring a bell? I think that closed though. It closed It closed probably. Yeah. Trying to think of what other major.
There hasn't been a lot of change.
No, they built the condos on Lafayette Hill. Those are new. So they added more condos. The condo building on Lafayette Hill, big condo building, and then they added. They finished the Kenilworth building, right? That got
Yes.
finished. The Kenilworth building, so that UW Kenilworth building, that finished in the last, since we moved in. The Whole Foods opened. The hospital opened.
Yeah.
That's new.
The Pizza Man burned down.
Pizza Man burned down, yes. So I guess it seems that I guess the positive things is yes, there's an apartment building, Latitude, the one that's on Farwell and Kenilworth, that's new. So there are more apartments, more condos, more units overall. But at the same time, I feel like, Prospect Mall's been there for a while, and finally now there's plans for development that's official, so they're working on it. The housing market kind of had a little bit of an impact. You can see where some of the houses took a while to sell, or they're not selling. I mean, that's not uncommon.
So 2008 would have been in the market.
Yeah, when the market tanked, basically, 06, 07, 08. Yeah, I mean, those are, I think, the main changes that happened in our neighborhood.
so what's the part that you enjoy the most in the neighborhood? The Whole Foods.
Yes, the Whole Foods. No, the proximity to.
It's walkability. It is a really.
And this is very quiet.
It's a small pocket of quiet. If you're looking at the east side, so this was the appeal of this area and why when we found this house, we really wanted to live here. I used to live on 2210 North Lake Drive I lived there for 3 or 4 years. So I was familiar with the neighborhood. That's where I rented. But if you look at this little pocket, the North Point area, and you look at other, let's just say, desirable areas on the east side would be like Cathedral Square area, or even like Brewers Hill, or even if you go, the Third Ward is another desirable. Just if you wanted to live in the city, if you didn't want to move in the suburbs, those are some of the desirable options that are there. And what we liked about this area, you have proximity to the lake, and it's quiet. It's more residential. It's not so much. Not too many apartment buildings. I mean, you'll see them here on Summit, but it feels quiet, but very close to the city, where you have the convenience of, I can go to North Avenue, or I can go to Whole Foods, or I can walk to Brady Street, or it's very walkable, or I can go to the lake. But at the same time here, it's fairly quiet. You can find parking on the street. Rather than living more where it tends to be a little bit busier.
So what's the relationship between you and the neighbors? Did you guys know each other? What?
I mean, we have friendly, but not like. I mean, the neighbor next door is retired.
Steven.
Yeah.
Yes, they met him.
He's retired. His parents used to live downstairs, but now they're in assisted living. The guy next door, you guys would know all his restaurants. He's Eric Wagner. He owns the Trocadero and all those. So he's a very quiet, very private person. So, but we've met him a few times. I mean, we're not.
All good people.
We're not. I mean, we're not friends. I mean, Paul is the neighbor, one house over, and Paul he's chatty. He talks and blah blah blah. He's a good guy, and his kids are now all off to college and blah blah blah. So probably we talk the most to Paul and Sally. He's probably more chatter. Steve, and probably those are the only two people that we actually like or talk to on a regular basis.
Yeah.
With Eric, it's not that it matters. It's just we just don't know him, and that's fine.
Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, let's see. So seems like the neighbor. Okay. So the neighbor live around here doesn't change your house, right?
Doesn't what?
Doesn't change your house. I mean,
The neighborhood, the neighbors.
Yeah, the neighbors.
I can tell you. Well, it depends. Where, like the house that's right across the street from us, that's been a rental, and they've had high turnover. It's always been high turnover with that unit, and I can't tell you why. I don't know if it's not as well maintained. The one next door, I mean, the owner, it's owner occupied, but there are two units. He lives in one and one he rents. And that one, it seems like maybe every couple years they would have a new tenant. On this side, no, it's owner occupied. So, and then across the street, the house at the end of the block, it's owner occupied. And then the big brick house here in the corner has, I think, 3 units at least.
I don't know.
Where it's owned by the lady that lives there, but I think she has at least 2 units that she rents out. And those guys, like, I don't know them enough to know like if there's a big turnover. It just seems, again, it's probably like every 3 years, 2-3 years, maybe there's somebody that would move out. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. I mean, it's in nature of rentals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 years usually. For us.
For us,
Our lower usually rents about 2 years.
2 years, and then they'll move out.
Okay, but so actually the neighbors around here make people comfortable, right? They are friendly, right?
Oh yeah.
They're friendly, but they're quiet as well, and it's
Too
not.
crowded.
Did they
To
do
cry.
something to care about the place and to nurture? What kind of thing they have done for this?
I mean, well, everyone is very. I mean, we don't have big block parties. We're all different ages, right? You know, so it's a very diverse. You know, it's not like some areas where you have a lot of families and everybody's hanging out with their kids and stuff like that. It's not like that, right? Everybody is probably a little bit more keeps to their own, but everybody's completely friendly. Everybody's always out, you know, mowing the lawn or raking the leaves, doing stuff at the same time, and so really friendly, but not like it's not like we have big parties or anything. If that makes, you know, like a community per se.
Yeah, if you live more, if you go to areas where people with kids, then it's much more different because, you know, there's kids who play together. The parents have an opportunity more to meet and socialize and things like house parties or you know, block parties make more sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that means you mean that in this area, not so many kids here.
No, I wouldn't. No, I would say no.
No.
The and even like
A couple in the neighborhood here and there, but
just think of it like if you go just east and you look at this pocket between, let's just say, Lafayette and North Avenue. Let's just take that little pocket, Lafayette and North, and then east of Lake Drive or on Lake Drive or east of it, it's mostly huge mansions with, very well off people that, their kids are grown, they're, they don't live there anymore and that sort of thing. So that gives you an idea of your demographic, and that demographic is not very conducive to, let's just say, having more of a, they tend to keep more to themselves rather than actually do activities around the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you the only things that we've done were when they were the initial plan for the Prospect Mall building was to make a student dorm out of it. And they had a big neighborhood meeting, and we went to that where you had the alderman and all those guys. And that's when the neighborhood, no, we don't want students, in our neighborhood. It's going to be loud and chaotic and blah, blah, blah. So that's when you hear the neighbors, is when you have some kind of big development of some sort, or they're going to make a change, or somebody's new is moving in. That's when you hear that you'll have people that would come out for that.
Are there any other things like these big events happen that gather people together? Any other?
It was we didn't go to that, but the probably the public library. I'm sure they had meetings.
They have like the North Point district, right? Will have meetings around those things, but we don't always go.
Yeah, I mean, we go if we know about it, we'll definitely go. But
Right.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys love the quiet in this area?
We like that it's quiet, but we like that it's very easy to be where there's something going on. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's very quiet. It's a great little pocket, but yet I only have to walk 2 blocks to be, out and about with friends, or 2 blocks and on the lake, and that's the best part about it.
Yeah, I can go to the lakefront's not too far. I mean, Lake Park is really close by. If we want, you just go west and you have North Avenue. You go a little bit more southwest of Brady Street.
Mm.
We walk to Brady all the time, and I mean in the summer we do. And then so everything is close by, where I feel like we didn't necessarily, I mean, we have 1-car garage instead of 2-car garage. So so we, there's sacrifices that we did, but it was on purpose. I mean, we really wanted to be in this neighborhood. Yeah.
Do you guys have kids?
No.
No kids.
So are there any good community? I mean, some good school, primary school in this neighborhood? Yeah.
Don't know.
I'm assuming there are good private schools, I'm sure.
Okay.
The Tamarick is on
Tamarick. Brady. There's Maryland School right up on North, but I really couldn't answer. I wouldn't.
Yeah, we're not
schools
the right people
whether they're good or
to.
bad.
We're not very knowledgeable about schools, just
Yeah.
because we don't have any kids. So
Later.
Maybe. We'll start with the dog.
We'll start with the dog. Maybe a plant. See how that goes.
I can lend you my kids for a weekend, and then you'll
Try it out.
Yeah,
That'll be
we'll
good.
want 'em.
But we have nephews, so
That's enough.
There you go.
They're-
They're a good
they're
test
actually coming to-
enjoying it, and then being, oh, good, they're going home. That's okay.
Okay. So you have dog, right?
No.
You don't have any pets?
No.
no pets.
I want a dog, but
Eventually.
I can't take care of that either. Someday.
They can be like children. It's almost like. Yeah, well, you can't
We'll
go
start with a
out late because you have to walk the dog, or I have to come home because I
We
need
let
to
our
take care of
tenants
the
have
dog.
pets?
And
So if we really want to enjoy a dog, our tenants can have. So we're a pet friendly house.
oh yeah, definitely pet friendly. It's just that
We don't have one of our own.
we don't have one of our own.
When
yet.
I try to rent a house, apartment,
Mm-hmm.
some just little no pets.
Oh really?
Yeah, and that's part of the appeal of
A lot
of
of people like
our
the
unit
pet
is
policy. Yeah.
is that if you're a dog owner, it's nice because you're on the first floor. So if you want to walk the dog, you don't have to take the elevator all the way out and blah blah blah. It's very convenient, and two, because of the parks and the trails, you can take your dog for a walk, and it's pretty friendly.
I heard that some commissions like the water tower, some kind of trust who operate the historical like events or doing the preservation.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have any connection or participate any place events they operate?
I think we wanted to be involved in the water tower. We wanted to. We have a friend of ours that's involved in the historic preservation society and all that, and because we like the neighborhood and we like old homes and character, and that's part of the big deal why, or one of the big reasons why we bought where we are is because it's historic and there's a lot of character to the house, and that's what we like. But I don't think we've
not.
I feel like I think we got a couple of things in the mail, the events, and then we just didn't. We were busy, but we don't get anything from them anymore. I don't remember receiving anything from the water tower.
Yeah, we probably never got on the newsletter.
Well, they sent us something, so we're part of the mailing list. Yeah.
You don't have a memory of any events that happened before? Any memory?
No, I mean not recently.
No,
But then
not
again,
recently.
We haven't been paying attention.
There's the.
It's not that we don't want to. We just don't have time.
There's the Milwaukee. Was it the historic? Is it Milwaukee County Historic Society? The one where
The
we
event.
went to their fundraiser.
Yeah.
At the old bank on 3rd Street. So we did that one year, and that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we haven't.
Not for this. Not for the water.
Not for the water tower. No.
Yeah.
So you live nearby before you move here. And what about you?
I lived on the down more on the Lower East Side, over
In
by
Milwaukee.
by the Pick and Save, over on Juneau, or Cass Street and Ogden. Yeah.
Ogden.
And then moved over to Brewers Hill,
So since when 2008, you both moved in
2006.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 6.
So we were in Brewers Hill for about
That's right.
3 years.
3 years. We were in Brewers Hill from 2003, 2006.
And then moved into a bigger place. We were in a condo.
So far, are there any good memory about this neighborhood you two have? I mean,
Oh yeah, tons.
could you share
Every
some?
day. Oh, particular memories.
Of the neighborhood?
Yeah, just few examples you can have.
Well, I just There's good-
Every time we go for a walk, we'll walk down whatever this is, Kenilworth. We'll take our left on Terrace. We'll get to right by the lake, right by the water tower, and we'll look over and be like, "Oh, we're so lucky," because it's just it's just beautiful, and it's just always so nice. So it's one of those like, really just every time we're like, "Oh, we're really lucky to have found this place."
we appreciate. I mean, we might not be social with the neighbors and not necessarily involved in some of the local organizations, but we definitely enjoy the neighborhood. Where, I mean, even in the freaking winter, I mean, we go for walks around the neighborhood. We so we appreciate it. I mean, we don't. Trying to think of. It's just being part of it. I think that's the biggest thing that we enjoy. I mean, we crashed a wedding at Villa Terrace once, but that was.
Yeah, I think it's just everything that's so like when they put the neroli in. I remember being real excited about that because
The Whole Foods was we
and
don't
the Yolk
have
Factory.
we can
I mean,
walk.
we just have anything that we've always wanted just seems to pop up. So we're like, oh,
We like
Again,
the Beans
we're
and
lucky.
Barley. It's a great little restaurant and grocery store, so it's nice to if you want to go grab a quick bite or go get quick groceries. going for bike rides. I mean, the Air and Water Show, we go to that. It's at the Bradford Beach. Lakefront Festival for the Arts, we do that. We hang out at we used to hang out at Altera a lot, but they're expensive now.
What do you think about architecture style around this neighborhood? The architecture style, buildings.
You mean the new or the old stuff?
You can talk about both.
Well, the old stuff is phenomenal. I mean, you walk, you see some of the homes here. I mean, they're pretty amazing. I mean, it's that's the biggest part is when you go for a walk, you always look. You can look at a house hundreds of times. You know, you walked by it several times, and then you look at it again one time, and you notice something different that you've never noticed before. You know what I'm saying? So they have that character, and it's always. You always like, oh, I wonder like what the history of that house is and who lived there and blah blah blah. What's the story behind it? So yeah, there's a ton of that in the neighborhood. Some of the new construction, well, I think they did a great job renovating the Kenilworth building. They did a great job with that, and I'm hoping they're gonna do the same thing with Prospect Mall. The little, where did they build? Where used to be that bagel place?
Einstein.
No, Ian's Burgers. You guys know where Ian's Pizza is? That strip mall that is
He doesn't like that strip mall.
not very attractive at all. Very cheaply done and built and. So yeah, the Prospect Mall parking lot, they shouldn't make that something else. I mean, they leave the parking to underground parking and build something there that's a little bit of an eyesore, but it's been there for a while.
So if you're choosing some of the words to describe the community, you may choose like quiet and any other that can show your, sort of identity of this.
Oh no, quiet would not be the word. It would be character and history. That's why we're here, because it has that charm. It has houses with character, houses with an architecture. If we went at quiet, we would go live in the suburbs or
we like
something.
that it's quiet in terms of not a ton of traffic. There's plenty of traffic, but not a ton of people. And this is just a nice little 6-block radius, right? It's quiet right here, but it's, you know what, I can go over there and
close
there's
to
plenty of
everything
activity.
else. We like that I like that we have, it's a mix of, it's diverse. You have renters, you have owners. It's not, our neighbor Paul, he raised all his kids here, 3 kids. They all went to public schools and they all did just fine. So we like that it's diverse in terms of age and people with kids, no kids, even though it's skewing more towards obviously people without any kids, but no, it's not quite. That's what's important. It's the location. It is closer to the city. And it is the city, but I'm just saying it's closer to,
Everything.
pockets whether it's North Avenue, Brady Street, Cathedral Square, 3rd Ward. But it still feels like it's quieter than other places in the city. So you have a little bit of both, where you have the proximity, you have the character, the history, close, to the lake. But yet, hey, if I want to go to a bar with some friends and hang out, I can just walk to North Avenue or walk to Brady Street, and I feel like grabbing dinner or
Since you mentioned the diversity of this neighborhood, so can I take that they're kind of now they're segregated like the Milwaukee in general?
Well, no, when I said diverse, even I jumped and I said kids. I wouldn't call this
For racially
racially diverse. I wouldn't. I wouldn't say that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know that I'd call it racially diverse, but more just in ages and
Just ages and like
renters,
whether you
mixed, renters
kids
or not renters or
without
renters
kids
and owners.
and renters and versus owners.
Because when we were doing interview with the other person, Pat, how to describe?
How do you want me? Are you asking to describe her?
No, is she?
She lives on the street with Villa Terrace.
Yeah,
she
she
lives
says
there.
that
Okay, so
this
she's up
neighborhood
there.
is very
So it's on
racial
terrace,
friendly.
And then
She said what?
She said this neighborhood is kind of a racially friendly.
Racially. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's not racially friendly.
I mean, there's some African American around, and
well,
I wouldn't call it completely racially diverse. I
Wait.
would say it's not. I can't think of the word. I can't. But
It's not diverse.
there's
It's not
definitely-
it's not unfriendly. I mean, it's not like people.
yeah, it's a very liberal neighborhood. I mean, I think there's
It's
a lot of
probably more liberal than anything else, but you'll see more African American Black people here more in the summer because of the proximity to the lake. I mean, you'll see them here a lot. But in terms of actually people that live in the neighborhood, I mean, we know a good friend of mine, a friend of ours that live here, that is African American, and one of the tenants that moved across the street is African American. But I wouldn't call it necessarily diverse. No.
Yeah.
Like if you go to River West
very diverse.
and you go to like Locust Street Days, their summer festival, I mean, you'll see that's probably, if you want a diverse neighborhood, I mean, you have Black Latinos, you got working class, white collar, you got punks, you got preps, you got yuppies. I mean, that's probably, I think, like the most diverse neighborhood that I know in the city, at least.
I agree.
because before I moved in Milwaukee, I just got here 2 weeks ago. I was told that Milwaukee is one of the most segregated city in U.S. So
It is.
I kind of shocked that Pat told me it's not. I mean, it's not segregated in this community. So I find
I wouldn't. I mean, definitely it's not. It's very segregated parts of Milwaukee. This is probably not the worst one. I mean, it's not. It's not bad. It's just probably just ends up happening to be a little bit more.
Well, I
the way
mean,
it is.
yes, Milwaukee is very segregated. Yes. So I don't think our neighborhood is diverse. I mean, it isn't.
you only mean the ages and the.
Yeah, just more in the.
Yeah, we're just, I mean, ages and just.
I don't live
people,
in the
kids versus
suburb
not
where
kids.
the whole block is, a family with 2 kids or 3 kids, and everybody, like some of the suburbs are, not all of them, right? But where a lot of our friends are and stuff like that, that's kind of how they are. So we just mean diverse in terms of rentals, owners,
and age.
ages.
Yeah.
So here's a perfect combination of the urban and the suburban.
It is, yeah, right. Not suburby at all, but yeah.
So I think we can talk about this house. So can you share some experience that during the daily life you enjoy yourself in this house? Like such a beautiful house.
The light.
Yeah.
It's very bright.
Yeah, the southeastern exposure is amazing. That was actually one of the first things when we came to look at the house, and you just see how much light the house gets. That was big for us to have that, the amount of windows that we have.
Yeah.
The fact that it's open like this, even though, this is separate from, the living room, den area, but it's open, so it really helps, in terms of our lifestyle. So the old owner kind of kept old and new. He kept some of the old charm of, the chunky baseboards, like this. They don't make them like this. If you go to newer homes, they don't have them like that. The light fixtures, I mean, I'm sure they're not original, but they are reproductions or old vintage ones that we're put in the house, and we try to keep with that. Some of the light fixtures that we bought are older. So yeah, just things like that we really appreciate. We love the hardwood floors. I mean, the balcony is nice. We spent quite a bit of time, a lot of work.
Maintenance, in case you
As you guys saw, the porch and some of the rotted wood downstairs. That's some of the maintenance that we have to do. We inspect the outside every summer to find any rotten wood, then replace it and fix it. And so the upkeep of the house,
we might not like as much.
Well, it's
I, as a female who would like to do other things on the weekend, am not as interested in digging out rotten wood.
Ideally, you don't want any rotted wood in the first place. But if you do the work yourself and you do a decent job, as long as you don't screw up the work, it's rewarding because you're taking care of the house and the property. Yes.
Do you do some gardening thing?
No, we're gonna do that too when we get a dog.
When we get a dog, we'll do some gardening then.
Gardening and pets are gonna go hand in hand. I did mulch. I did put some mulch down.
Well, we felt bad because the old owner had like a bunch of flowers in the front and all that stuff, and she bought a bunch of herbs when we first. No, the first year we didn't do a damn thing, and then the second year we're just like, oh well, let's do some gardening and let's do some mulching and let's buy some herbs, and
that was the end of that.
We're just gonna mulch. We mow.
We do mow.
We mow. We mow the grass. That's as far as. That's
weeds
pretty good.
Leave a bunch of empty patches on the yard. Yeah. Anyway, we're not great at that.
We're not very. It's one of those things. It's like we would enjoy it, but it's just that there isn't like.
Not as rewarding.
Not time. Like you have to put in the time and do all those things. And we're just like, well, I don't think we like it enough to put in enough time and effort. And I think eventually we might get there. Yeah.
So where do you think the boundary of the water tower neighborhood to others? The boundary, you think? I
think you can look it up. There's the water tower actually. Do you want to find the book?
The water tower district.
Yeah, I think it goes actually further north.
What you see.
Yeah.
What we think the water tower. Ooh, that's. Then we're gonna be with the water tower district. What we think is the water tower.
Yeah,
I think it goes to
any far. You think that is not the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, probably take Lafayette. That's probably where it ends.
If you Lafayette up to
like, I would say Lake Park. You don't want to go north of Lake Park.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
What is it?
Kenwood?
Oh, I'm gonna look.
Kenwood, maybe?
Okay. Can you tell me that how you guys use the area in this house? I mean, such like during the weekend, you rest in the house.
Well, the couch gets a lot of usage, and our space is very small. I mean, it feels big, but for two people, it might feel big, but it's small compared to like many houses. So the day bed, I think it goes where we use it. There's sometimes we use it more than others. And probably the balcony, obviously in the summer, we'll spend a little bit more time there. But I think the couch gets...
What was the question?
How do we use the space?
Oh.
I can tell you...
we use the couch a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can tell you probably the thing that we love, too, about the house is it's a really good layout for parties. So if you're having people over... It works really well in terms of it's comfortable enough that people can just wander around and and it feels like the whole thing is one single space. So you don't have to worry about guiding people. Yeah, everybody come here and stay in the dining room, or go over there or whatever. It's small enough that people can just wander, and they're not too far.
It does go to the end of Camden.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it went farther than that.
So where do you think park?
Lake Park. Yeah, it's a lake park.
Kenwood is
Oh.
the northernmost.
Oh, that's
Lake
perfect
Park.
then. So
You're right, and Lafayette.
so I thought that the North Point they actually went way further north. Like
Well, hold on. Let me go to North Point.
Anyway. I think that's the whole map.
Newberry. Is that north of Kenwood?
yeah, it's north of. I don't. Yes, it is.
Okay, hold on.
No, it's not. Newberry is actually south.
Are you guys local? I mean, born in Milwaukee?
No, neither one of us was born here. She was born in
New Richmond,
New
Wisconsin.
Richmond.
I came to Marquette for college, and then
Stay
stayed
here.
here.
Okay. So
I was actually born and raised in the country of Morocco, and I've moved here in 21 years ago. So
And you?
yeah,
And how about you? You were born.
the country of Morocco. So that's in North Africa. If just not everybody knows where Morocco is.
I know.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I
There's a lot
didn't
that
mean to
drops.
offend you there.
It's very close to Spain.
Yes,
Yeah.
just on the tip of Africa, right there, right below Spain.
Got it.
Yeah.
Where it's from.
Yeah. Casablanca.
That's right.
So you, when you were 21, you come to US?
No, 17.
17? Oh, okay.
Long time ago.
Okay.
I am an old man.
Now. So come here for high school at first? Or
No, college.
Okay.
College, yes. Yes. I went to UW-Madison.
Oh,
That's a great one.
Hmm?
That's a great one.
Yes. It's a great school and
You were there too?
tons of cool buildings too.
I'm moving to Madison next semester.
Oh, cool. They're beautiful. I mean, the university has some really beautiful
Yeah.
buildings. Yes.
What do you study?
Accounting.
No, we're doing architecture.
It's more exciting.
Yeah.
unfortunately, in UW Medicine, they don't have this major in UW Medicine.
Architecture?
Yeah.
They don't?
I think they
Yeah.
call urban planning.
Urban planning. Wow, they don't have architecture. That's
Yeah.
embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Yeah.
Interesting.
Actually, UW is just
Math.
the only one.
Math.
In Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you're kind of rational.
I am somewhat not actually. Math. I studied math and econ. I guess that makes it a little more interesting.
It's too hard for me.
Me too. I don't know how to do it anymore. There must be a lot of math in architecture, though.
Not so
All done through
just,
the.
just something add.
You just
Yeah.
measure it.
Yeah,
more,
measure things.
more on the computer type
Yeah.
programs and stuff that you have to work.
So how do you guys meet? You study accounting, you study math. and
We
you-
met at a bar. Old school way of doing it. Not online. The Trocadero, in fact.
Trocadero, yes.
Well,
That's
yeah.
the Trocadero. Yeah, that's
That's
where
where
we
we
met.
first
yeah,
met.
Yeah.
but actually we didn't first meet there. We actually met at Yield, which is right down the road.
Yield
The
is
first time we met. We
This
were both
was
at the same event.
Well, I saw her
Yeah, isn't that
at the
great?
Trocadero, and then I waited a whole month to see her at Yield. That's when we first spoke.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's great. So that's why everything does come back to our little neighborhood.
That's part of the reason why we like the neighborhood. And when we were dating, I was still living
He
on.
was living right over there.
So we had the little sleepovers.
No.
And. Good sleepovers. Well, we called them sleepovers.
Hello.
Yeah.
So that's part of the charm of the neighborhood, and we like Pizza Man was our third date or fourth date was at Pizza Man, and we're pretty bummed out that it burned down, and now they're opening it on Downer, and it's going to be huge and big, and I'm not sure if it's going to be any good, but
We'll see.
yeah.
It's 2006.
Yeah, 7 years.
That was a big year that year. We got married, then moved into the house. What?
Yeah.
4 months later.
4 months
5 months
later,
later?
yeah.
We actually had our wedding reception at our friend's house, who lives over on Terrace or on Lafayette.
Lafayette, yeah.
So
So that's another memory of the neighborhood. That was probably like
yeah,
the.
see, now we're
there
coming
you
out of
go.
your memories. You're coming up with your memories.
So we're coming up with the memories. So we
Yeah,
had
so we
them.
met at Yield. I mean, that's a memory. And
Yes.
then we got married over on Lafayette.
Yeah, we crashed a wedding.
We crashed the wedding at Villa Terrace.
And then we had our wedding was at what's the number? 20.
2022, I think.
So when you go up Lafayette
Randy
Hill,
Bryan's house. Do you guys know Randy?
and you have it. I mean, it's in the book. There's the red brick. It's the only red brick house. When you go up Lafayette Hill, it's right there, and that's where we got married.
Are you right? I'll keep going this way. Prospect. No. Oh, you're going north. I'm sorry. Where's Lafayette? Keep going.
This street is East Lafayette. This street. Here's
Yeah,
Windsor.
so it's one of these right at the top of that hill. Yeah.
So your guys' story is in the Water Tower neighborhood.
It is. You're right.
Mm-hmm. What did you?
Our
It is in the
story
water
is
tower.
in the neighborhood.
Yes, it is. I guess it is. Officially, yes.
Lafayette Place. Is that what it's called? Place? Lafayette Place?
Might be place.
I have another question about it. Is that place was subdivided later, or that part?
You mean the living room and the other room?
Yeah.
I
this
think
street.
it used to be two separate bedrooms. If there's a room, there's a bathroom around the corner, right? You guys know there's a bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I noticed there only one lock on that door, but no lock on that door.
Which door?
Where
You
the
can do it.
little door used to be.
Oh. There's a lock here, but not here.
Yeah, though I thought it used to be one, maybe.
Well, I think this used to be.
I think this used to be the master bedroom.
This used to be the master bedroom with the bathroom around. And I'm not sure. I'm assuming this was like a living room or something or
Yeah, you're right. There's no.
yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. And this doesn't look like
No, it looks old.
it looks old. That somebody added it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The other house, 2 houses down, their upstairs has it's similar, right? But they have there's a
They're just
dividing
French-
wall.
French
they have, like,
doors.
French doors.
Oh, they have the same opening, I think, with French doors. No, it's smaller.
Big doors. But
It's
the-
smaller, yeah.
This is just like a sitting area.
You know, this building and the next, the 3-1 was built by the same.
Yep, the
Mhm.
Conrad Brothers.
Yeah.
Do you know the name?
Conrad Brothers.
Conrad Brothers.
Um,
It's in the book too.
Yeah, you can take a picture of the book or the
Yeah, I can-
wording on it.
Yeah, that would be nice. So I can tell it's the servant's place because here's the lock.
Mm.
So in your guess, the servant, the space they work, I saw there is a closet shows the stairs go down to the
To the basement.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and so the servant may come up from that stairs, and is that I mean around this area the first floor now is the living room. Is that possible? Used to be a kitchen in that. Do we have any story from?
Have you been to the downstairs?
I have been there, but I don't know.
Oh, are you wondering how? It's a good question. If it's the maids' quarters, did they had a separate door so that they don't go through the
They don't
house?
go through the main house.
I
To the
noticed
main
there
house?
a back door of the house, so I guess
There is a back door.
But the basement, they may have gone down to the basement and then up the stairs to the lower, right into the, and then yeah, it might have been. There's a hallway bathroom. It's possible that was a kitchen. Although I think the kitchen.
Probably the kitchen used to be in where the main bedroom is
Could've
in the
been,
lower.
Yeah.
That's how it is in
No,
Paul's
the
house.
kitchen now used
is
to
in the
be
back.
a bedroom, you guess. And also notice there's a blocked window from this side. You can see outside.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of it's on the first floor. There's no
Yeah.
window on this side. So
No, you're
now
right. Yeah.
I have a
Where they
kind of
put the
an
kitchen. When,
imagination.
yeah, you're probably right because they put a kitchen in there.
I think
And then they
Paul
close
probably
it
is. Paul's still. He made some changes in the front. You know, they added that closet. Well, maybe he didn't. The
But his
old
kitchen
owners
is
did.
Basically,
think-
that whole bottom.
Yeah,
back.
the
So you're
kitchen I
probably
think is
right.
original for Paul, at least where it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it used to be just on that side, but just on the in the lower. And I'm not sure how. If we're assuming this is the old, so this was living space when it was a single family, right? So maybe because it was living space that it was okay for them. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think if the maid's quarters. If there's no, this is the only opening. This has always been the only steps to the attic. So they kind of had to go through the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had to go through the house to go to the basement, to go down to the basement.
I think so.
Some of the fancier homes had two staircases where, like the house where we got married, you had back staircases, and I'm assuming those were probably for like the maids and stuff to go up and down.
There's one original window for maid's staircase. Staircase has been removed.
Oh, there we go. So there was another. But was it a staircase all the way to the third floor, or was it a staircase only to the second?
This is looking like it's on the first floor. There was this.
Yeah, but from the second to the first, not from the third to the second
Must
to
have
the
been
first.
from the.
Probably to the
you know,
kitchen.
you know,
Probably to the kitchen.
it's
Down
Yeah.
down to the kitchen. Where the
This
kitchen
door.
used to be.
Like this is mine.
Yeah, because this is this, and then, yeah, it must have been. So it must have been right in here
So maybe the servant go this way.
from the
So-
outside,
Yeah.
and
so
then
Yeah.
yes, and to enter the house. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
and there's other door just right there, right?
Yes,
Now we're
on the back. Yeah. In this picture, right? Is this the back of the house?
Yeah, that's the back.
Yeah. So this is the other door. Right, and this is this thing. Yeah.
Is it possible for us to scan this drawing or take a photo of this?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know that you can scan it.
Well, if they have it,
Yeah.
they should have something that they can scan it with. Yeah.
Is this good enough, or do you want to scan it?
Is it too large for us to scan? So
large.
we better take a photo.
Want me to hold it, or?
Take several
Yeah,
photos. Yeah.
Thanks.
Is it better or worse?
Better, much better. That book can be very useful. Have us have a look at it. So you're interested in the history, so you have the book.
Yeah. When did we get that? I don't remember.
I think we bought it shortly after we moved in.
All rooms on this floor were built as bedrooms or baths.
Yeah, second floor.
So
Yeah.
kitchen, bedroom. So bedroom. Or was
So it's
Well, that's what it
original.
is.
That's the original layout.